Hello everyone, I'm Dina Akasha and I'm back with my educational videos, and this is a video about enlargement, how to apply enlargement in O-level math. تمام. Just a small video about enlargement. We're going to solve like 3 to 4 questions. That's it maximum. If you have my classified, this is June 16 for HR question number 1. Or if you don't have my classified, you can just watch and learn how would we do enlargement. Now let's take this question over here immediately. The question here says, enlarge, enlarge, okay? And what do I mean by the word enlarge? Enlarge. Now, some of you always think that the word enlarge means make it bigger. The word enlarge simply means change size. يعني هو بيقول لي غيري لي السايز. So enlarge means change size. Change size of shape S. طيب, you want me to change the shape of this size. Now, please remember that the original shape that we have in the question, or the shape drawn in the question, that usually is the object. Then we have to differentiate between the object and the image. So this is the object. يعني أنا بجد مش قادرة أفهم هو ليه بيعمل كده. So this is the object, okay? The original shape that we have in the question. طيب, فأنت you want me to change the size of the yellow. طيب, do you want me to make it bigger? Do you want me to make it smaller? What do you want? You will always be fine. You will always find that after the word enlarge, you will find a number. This number is called a scale factor. ده رقم. السكيل factor ده رقم. This scale factor is either going to be greater than 1, and in this case, your shape will become bigger, or it is going to be between 0 and 1, يعني نص ربع تلت, and in this case, your shape will become smaller. So, enlarge means change size. Type change size. You want me to make it bigger, you want me to make it smaller. تمام? As we said, we will be given a number. This number is a scale factor, and this scale factor is going to be either greater than 1, so in this case your shape will become bigger, or it is going to be a fraction between 0 and 1, and in this case the shape will become smaller. طيب, انت هنا بتقول لي enlarge this shape with scale factor 2. Since the scale factor is more than 1, means that I'm going to double the size of this shape. يعني ده هعمل له doubling. طيب, هعمل له doubling بقى وارسمه فين؟ Where am I going to draw it? هرسمه هنا، هروح ارسمه في كراسة خارجية. Where am I going to draw this shape? You will find that with enlargement, you must be given a center. Now, what is the purpose of the center? The purpose of the center إنه it will tell you where will you draw your image. So what is the purpose of the center? The purpose of the center is that it will tell you where to draw your image. تمام؟ طيب, let's بقى check the steps. Step number 1, and these steps apply on any question, any center, and any diagram. Step number 1, okay, determine the center given by the examiner. طبعا, luckily in this question, the center is already given by the examiner, and this center is going to be considered as your starting point. So step number 1, determine the center given by the examiner. Step number 2, okay, pick any point that you want on the object. Any point that you want. This is just total random selection. So step 2, pick any point that you want on the object. Step 3, count the squares from the center to the point, horizontally and vertically. Again, step number 3, count the squares from the center to the point vertically and horizontally. So if I am at this starting point and I want to go to the point, I will go 1 square to the right and 2 squares up. So 1 right, 2 up. طب ينفع ابتدي بالاب الاول وبعدين الرايت؟ مش فارقه لانه ده مش translation vector. So this is the motion from the center to the object. Now what do I do with this motion? This motion you multiply it by the scale factor given in the question, which is 2. Type, how do I do the multiplication? You just multiply the values. So 1 times 2 is 2, and the direction will be the same, which is right. And then 2 times 2 is going to be 4, and the direction is going to be the same, which is up. طبعا, why didn't I change the direction? Because this is a positive scale factor. طيب, ايه الرد بقى ده؟ الرد ده, this is the new position of the point. This is the new position of the image. ده المكان الجديد بتاع النقطة دي. طيب أنا هعد منين 2 right and 4 up. Where will I start counting 2 right and go 4 up? Go back to the center, and as we said, your center is always the starting point. Go back to the center and count your red motion. 2 to the right and 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this purple point ده المكان الجديد بتاعها. ده المكان الجديد بتاعها. What do you do next بقى؟ You have the option to repeat the steps for the remaining points. يعني لو عايزين تختاروا دي وتعملوا فيها نفس الكلام ودي نفس الكلام ودي نفس الكلام, you can do that. Although this will take some time. What I would suggest is when you determined the position of the point, المكان الجديد بتاعها, اجي اشوف البوينت الاصليه دي كان طالع منها 2 squares to the right. This point to the left, sorry. This point had 2 squares to the left. تمام. So when I draw بقى the new, you just multiply it by the scale factor. So 2 to the the right يا جماعة. 2 to the right becomes 4 to the right. فأنا the last step is going to be drawing the shape, multiplying every side by the scale factor بنفس الاتجاه بتاعه, يعني مش بغير. فأنا زي ما اتفقنا البوينت دي طالع منها مربعين يمين, ف times 2 4 يمين. And then we have one box up times 2, it is going to be 2 boxes up. And then one box to the left times 2, 2 boxes to the left, and then you just go join and you get your diagram. You join and you get your diagram. طبعا the question here says label it T, so I label it T. So I label it T. Now let's do another question. تمام. برضو related to drawing, but I will try and pick a question with a fraction scale factor. I just saw one. راح فين راح فين راح فين. أهو. Let's look at page. مش خلاص بقى, not let's look at the page. Let's just check the question and see whether you understand what's going on. لأنه I don't know if you have my classified. هنا بقى بيقول لي إيه on the grid. Let's do the steps all over again. Enlarge. And what do I mean قلنا by the word enlarge? The word enlarge means change size. The word enlarge means change size. طيب, I change size. Where is the shape that I want to change its size? ده هو ده. قال لي enlarge triangle دي. حاضر. يعني أنا يا إما هكبره يا إما هصغره. طيب أكبره ولا أصغره? You will find that you are given a number. This number is called a scale factor. This number is called a scale factor. If this number is greater than 1, means that your shape will become bigger. But as you can see, this scale factor is between 0 and 1, means that in this case, my shape will become smaller. هصغره النص. ايه ده؟ هصغره النص. طيب هصغره النص وهنرسمه فين؟ قلنا I must be given a center point, an order pair, لأنه this order pair will decide where am I going to draw my new shape. Where am I going to draw my new shape? The original shape is called the object. The new shape is called the image. Let's go through the steps again. طبعا I don't care about the scale يا جماعة في المسائل اللي من النوع ده, بس هي المسألة لو جرافس كده, يعني لو هي الجراف دي عدوا بلوك, يعني كده لو هي جرافس عدوا بلوك هتبقى أسهل طبعا. تمام. طيب, let's see the steps. Step number 1, determine the center given by the examiner. Step number 1, determine the center given by the examiner. And as we said, this center is always your starting point. This center is always your starting point. Step number 2, pick any point that you want on the object. Pick any point that you want on the object. يا مس إيش معنى دي؟ قلنا total random selection. Step number 3, count the squares horizontally and vertically from center to point. Count the squares horizontally and vertically from the center to the point. If you want to start by the horizontal motion, up to you. You want to start by the vertical motion, up to you. So from the center to the point, رحنا 4 يمين, 4 to the right and 2 up. أهو. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 up. تمام? Okay. What do I do next بقى? You take this motion and multiply it by the scale factor given in the question. Take this motion, multiply by the scale factor given in the question. طبعا since the scale factor is positive, وده اللي يخصنا في Excel, in Cambridge it sometimes gives negative scale factor, and in this case you will just change the direction. So 4 right times half is 2 right, 2 up times half is 1 up. ايه بقى البلو ده؟ البلو ده المكان الجديد بتاع البوينت دي. المكان الجديد بتاع البوينت دي. So what do I do بقى؟ Go back to the center and find the new motion. 2 to the right, 1 up. اهو. فده كده المكان الجديد بتاعها. So I go back to the center and I count the new motion to find the new position of this point. تمام؟ What do I do next بقى؟ Draw the shape multiplying every side by the scale factor and don't change its direction. يعني ايه؟ يعني البوينت البني دي طالع منها مربعين يمين. This brown point has 2 squares to the right. Multiply by the scale factor, half it. So 1 square to the right, no changing of direction. This brown point has 4 boxes going down. The vertical line is 4 boxes, 4 squares. Half it, multiply by half. So just 2 squares down. And then you just go join to get your triangle. وهنا قال لي ما قاليش label, so I just leave it at this stage. So, okay? فالsteps D applies on any shape, any center, any scale factor. Now, in our topic or in enlargement, sometimes you will be required to draw, as we did in these previous 2 questions, and sometimes you will be required to describe. What do I mean by describe? يعني let's look at this question over here. هنا بقى اهو. تمام؟ بيديني الobject والimage ويقول لي احكي لي ايه اللي حصل. انه what happened over here. فهنا بيقول لي بقى ايه؟ describe fully the single transformation that maps A to B. يعني ايه اللي حصل؟ طبعا the enlargement is the easiest to spot because as we said enlargement simply means change of size. Now who is the object, who is the image؟ بدل قال لي A onto B, so A is the object, the original. طبعا ال object could be labeled by capital O and B is the image. تمام, could be labeled by capital I. So this is the object, this is the image. طبعا على طول, since there is a change of size, so this is enlargement immediately. على طول. Change of size, so this is enlargement. But is it enough to just say that this is enlargement? Now, as you can see that this question is graded out of 3 marks, it means that I have to state more information. And I'm just going to use capital letters. O and I, object and image. زي ما عملنا بقى في الدروينج. هل احنا في الدروينج عرفنا نرسم من غير السكيل فاكتور؟ هل عرفنا نرسم من غير السنتر؟ لا. الكومبليت باكج بتاعة الانلارجمنت scale factor and center. You cannot draw without them. You cannot describe without them. It means that I must find the scale factor and I must find the center. I must find the scale factor and I must find the center. Let's start by the scale factor. How do I find the scale factor? You will apply a very, very easy rule, which is the length of the image divided by the length of the object. Image over object. طب يا miss, how do we do that? Pick a side on the image and count its squares. Pick the corresponding side on the object, يعني اللي شبهه, and count its squares, and then you just divide image over object. So the scale factor is a 2. تاني, if you want to find the scale factor, you have to determine which is the object, which is the image. Pick a side on the image. Count its squares. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pick the corresponding side on the object. 1, 2, 3. And then what you do next, you just apply image over object and you will get the answer, which is a 2. So this is how to find the scale factor. طيب, how do I find the center? طبعا انا بس عشان يا جماعه هنا ممكن ما تبقاش accurate قوي لان انا مش عارف اعملها بالمسطره. To find the center, we join what we call the OI lines. We join what we call the OI lines. يعني ايه OI lines? يعني pick a point on the object and the corresponding on the image. Join and extend. يعني أنا هحاول أبقى accurate. Join and extend. تمام؟ طيب pick another OI line. يعني مثلا ده مع ده. تمام؟ نفس الكلام. Join and extend. Okay? يبقى to find the center you join the OI lines. يعني إيه OI lines? Object image lines. Pick a point on the image, point on the object, join and extend. Point on image, the corresponding مش أي حاجة مع أي حاجة يا جماعة، كل point واللي شبهها. The corresponding on the object, both OI lines will intersect at a point. This point over here is going to be your center. This point over here is going to be your center. So the center is 1 and 0. 1 and 0. I hope that this video was useful to you related to enlargement, and see you again in more videos to come. Thank you.